Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq. Joining me at the market site in Times Square, New York City, we have Mitchell Modell. He is the president and CEO of Modell's. We're going to learn about a company, the oldest sporting goods company, 4 generations old in New York City, and how an iconic brand is navigating the new retail environment. It's great to have you with us at Market Site. And really, it is an iconic brand in New York City. I would say almost all my workout clothes come from Modell's, so we're certainly going to Mo's. Tell us a little bit about the history behind the company.
Started by my great-grandfather Morris in 1889, and 4 generations, 130 years later, we're fighting the retail apocalypse as we speak, and just fighting through it.
Yeah, it's interesting. In New York City, it's such an aggressive, competitive environment for just about any business. And I want to learn more about how an iconic brand, brick and mortar, is navigating through the transition, becoming an e-commerce company, or really transitioning with the way consumers want to shop these days.
Right. So if you go back a couple of years ago, right, the retailer was in total control. Today, the consumer is so powerful because of technology. They could basically find out about any item that's available. They could check who's the cheapest price. And the paradigm shift really went from the retailer to the consumer, and whoever serves the customer the best, whether it be brick and mortar, whether it be the online, merging together, will be the winners.
Yeah, and also with social media too, and the power of influencers, it's really quite incredible. So you're going through some restructuring at Modell's as well. What is the end goal there? What will Modell's look like for the next 4 generations?
So right now we're going through a major cleansing of taking our unprofitable stores and closing them. So this past Thursday, we announced we're closing 24 unprofitable stores. We were able to restructure 5 leases with a few of the landlords on Saturday and yesterday, so we're now keeping 19 stores closed as opposed to 24, and the goal is to, once we shed those bad leases, have a profitable chain going forward with the forward profit.
I mean, we just heard that come out of Macy's as well. They're going through a massive restructuring effort, and Bed Bath & Beyond is another one too, going through a massive restructuring effort. So what will the company look like? Will your e-commerce strategy be different? Will you still be really invested in the brick and mortar side of it, or a combination of the two?
So look, from our standpoint, brick and mortar is incredibly important, particularly in our sector with sporting goods. Kids love walking in, trying on the first baseball cleat, or trying on the first baseball glove, or the first football cleat, or the first soccer ball. There's something about the experience. I remember my father taking me to one of the stores, buying the glove oil, wrapping the rope around it when I was young, waking up in the morning, pounding the glove. You can't get that on the internet. So there is something about the experience in the brick and mortar store. Internet is still our #1 store by far, and it continues to grow. But again, how do you grow it where it becomes a profitable venture? Right. When you give free freight away and you go on sale and give big discounts, you do a lot of volume, but all you do is trading dollars. So the key is, how do you manage that process?
I wonder if there'll be another resurgence of brick and mortar where experience is really going to become important again for the consumer. It feels like we went into one paradigm where everything is about online spending, but that experience still does need to exist. Even if you look at the super high luxury end market, they're still going into the stores to make that purchase ultimately. So I wonder if we'll see almost a marriage of the two, maybe over the next 5 to 10 years versus strictly online.
And not only that, but it's about culture. Right. How do customers feel when they walk into the store? If they feel like you're attending to them, you care about them, you give them the service, you can't get that online. So again, it's all those different component parts that makes for a better experience at retail.
All right, Mitchell, great to have you in studio. Thanks for joining us. And thanks for joining me on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq.